I'm going to do some dry fire work and you guys can just watch. If it's a little bit boring, just turn it off. But I'll speed up the reps just so that it's not slow. And then maybe I'll stop and kind of explain what I'm working through. And yeah, if you guys have any questions, throw them in the comments or maybe on Instagram, just let me know. Okay, cool. Alright, so when I first start, I'll usually do, I don't know, 20 or 30 reps of the whole draw, and I'll work my way through. I'll probably do 10 reps focusing on the purchase, but I'll do the whole draw. And then I'll do 10 reps of working on the marriage and do the whole draw. And then I'll do 10 reps focusing on the presentation, but I'll still do the whole draw. So I'm still working through and doing a full repetition. But I'm really focusing on one component and making sure that I'm staying crisp and consistent each time. Alright, so I was focusing on my purchase, making sure that I was folding that thumb over the back sight, going to the garment at the same place. Now I'm going to work on making sure that my marriage happens in the same spot, that I'm strong, that my left hand, my support hand, is stronger than my control hand. They all have different names, but anyway, making sure that my left hand is flexing more and my right hand is, it's still tight, but it's not as tight because I don't want to have all this flex. If I do, I'm going to be pulling the shot every time that I pull the trigger. Alright, so now I'm gonna just continue on mentally focus on the presentation. After I go through the purchase and marriage, I'm making sure that my eye is picking up that front sight post and I'm putting it right on, I got a tack in the wall, putting it right on that tack. And the other thing is you can't cheat yourself. You can't, you really got to tell yourself that, accuracy is really what's important here. So if I'm presenting the gun out and I don't have that front sight on the tack or whatever it is that I'm aiming at, don't pull the trigger. This is, you're out on the range, technically. You're going through the same mental muscle movements. You're building the code that your mind is going to run through when you are actually out shooting. So don't sell yourself short, get good reps here, and put that front sight post on that target every time. And I know I'm speeding this up, but I'll leave the first repetition so that you guys can see the speed that I'm going, but I am not moving quickly. I'm not trying to find my breaking point. I'm trying to get good, consistent reps every time so that I have a good base and I have good habits. After this, what I'll do is I'll do the same thing. I'm not transitioning. I'm not working on reloads. I'm then going to move just to the next step and I'm going to try to move a little bit faster. And I'll move up until I find my breaking point. And what I mean by that is I'll do my reps and then when there was a flaw, I had a bad purchase, or I don't think I would have hit that target, whatever it is, then I know what I need to work on by speeding it up. But the first 20 or 30 reps, get a good base, and start building good habits. Alright, so once I go through that, typically I would start going a little bit faster until I find the breaking point, and then I'd back it off and I'd see what I need to work on once I find some malfunctions in myself. But I don't want to waste your guys' time, so moving on, what I'll probably do from here is some transition stuff. I will probably not even pull the trigger, but I'll work on presenting the gun, and then I have another tack on the wall, probably 6 feet to the right of the one that I was working on, and I'll just work on my side alignment, presenting and transitioning, and then back down, presenting and transitioning, and I'll work left to right and right to left, maybe do 20-30 reps of that. So just like that, even while I'm still working on something else, working on sight alignment, sight picture, working on transitions between two targets, maybe I have a bad purchase, maybe I don't clear the garment, whatever's going on, that's something I need to make a mental note on, because even though that's not what I'm focusing on, I can still come back and do a couple more reps and say, alright, what is my problem? So that time, I didn't get my garment up really well. And what was the issue? I'm aware that I didn't go to where I'm telling myself I need to. I'm not going to this spot. When I go here, I'm very consistent. If I'm not paying attention and I go in between or to the mag, I tend to have issues. So that's something that I can come back to and work on. Alright, and then still working on transitions, this is something that really helps you get to know your trigger, which is a big deal. Knowing the creep on your trigger, the reset, where the wall is, where it breaks, so on and so forth. What I will do is I will present the gun out, and I will have already pulled the trigger. So I'll present the gun, make sure that my sights are aligned. I'll feel the reset, and then I'll transition and pull the trigger again. So, is that really what happens when I'm out shooting? No, but what I'm teaching myself is, after that first shot has already broken and I hit my target, how to reset and transition and pull the trigger. Alright, so after all this, there's plenty of other things we can work on, but I tend to mix it up. That's typically the routine that I'll do every day. Other stuff that I may work on is moving off the X, so shifting left or right or moving away from a target as I'm shooting. Reloads, that's another thing that we can really get into. I know this movie may be starting to get a little bit long, but yeah, I'll do another video of the second half of stuff that maybe I don't consistently work on all the time, but this is the drill. These are the 10-15 minutes that I usually go through every day.